How's it going, Jack Tackers, and welcome back to another video for you guys. Today, I'm going to be doing my review for The Flash Season 5, Episode 16, entitled, Failure is an Orphan. But first, remember, if you guys are new, make sure to check out my social media and vlogging channel down in the description below. And without further ado, let's get into this. Overall, this episode was okay. It wasn't amazing, but it did reveal some interesting stuff and some things people have been actually speculating for a little bit, and I'll get to that at the end of this video, talking about the end of this episode and everything that happens with that. But basically, Nora's like, oh yeah, this is the time we actually stop CICADA after her talk with Reverse Flash, Eobard Thawne in 2049. So I did like how they started the episode off with her talking to Eobard, because I think we need more of him, and it would make this season a whole hell of a lot better than it already is. But hey, that's just my opinion. But anyway, they're stopping this other meta who can like shoot acid from his hands, which is kind of weird, but okay. And Nora's like, oh yeah, we have to stop CICADA. This is when you do it, Dad. Everything's gonna be epic because Reverse Flash said so. And then yeah, so they basically try and confront CICADA in the same conditions as the picture that was in the newspapers in the Flash Museum or whatever, the paper that Reverse Flash showed Nora at the beginning of the episode. And she's like, oh, we have to make it exactly like this because we can do it. And then you just, you know, talk to CICADA, make everything work like you've talked to your other villains. And I did like that scene, actually, towards the beginning of this episode when Nora's talking to Barry, you know, and we actually do hear the Flash theme in the background. It's like very quiet and it's like a bit more dramatic. It's like, sorry, I don't know what I'm doing. But I did like that scene, and I thought that was kind of cool, mentioning all of the villains, you know, Snart and Killer Frost and all of that good jazz. So I thought that was cool. There's a lot of villain mentions as well. They mentioned Zoom, Savitar, and someone else, I forgot, but they actually did mention some of the villains, so that, I really like that they did that. And Barry goes and confronts CICADA, tells him that they have a cure, blah, blah, blah. CICADA doesn't take it too well at first, and we get in a little bit of a scuffle between the Flash and CICADA, which was kind of neat. Also, props to Grant Gustin. His acting in this episode was pretty great, but someone's acting who is shit in this episode is the actor who plays CICADA, whoever the fuck that guy is. I actually know he's a pretty prominent actor, and a lot of people know who he is. I don't know anything that he's been in the past. I don't really know too much of him, but his acting is god-awful when it comes to CICADA. It's so over the top, and I know the Arrowverse villains and comic book villains in general are over the top, but Jesus Christ, the way he says his lines is just so stupid, and it just comes off as like being retarded almost. But then later in the episode, CICADA agrees, and he's like, okay, as long as I have my doctor who actually gives me the Medicure, and everything will be good and fine and dandy, and we can go to Star Labs, and then, yeah, Gracie will be fixed or whatever, and then he just agrees, basically. They go back to Star Labs, everything's going great, and then everything goes to shit. Which I'll now get into the big reveal that happened at the end of this episode, and that is, wow, surprise, surprise, Gracie is the new CICADA, or Grace. Is it just Grace? I don't fucking know. She's the new CICADA from the future. What the fuck's going on? Yeah, so a lot of people were actually speculating this for a while now, ever since, I don't know what episode it was, but when Nora went into Grace's mind, and yeah, she saw like the other CICADA, I believe that actually attacked her in the mind, or whatever the hell was going on there. And yeah, a lot of people have been speculating it. I thought we were eventually going to see it this season. I just didn't know it was going to be this soon. Sadly enough, I think she's going to end up being the main villain of this season, so yeah, I think we're done with the real CICADA and moving on to another CICADA. Yeah, what are you doing, Flash? Don't get me wrong, this wasn't an awful episode. There was some great moments, some great acting by Grant Gustin, surprisingly, when he was actually talking with CICADA, as I previously mentioned in this video, and some good action sequences, and a lot of, you know, interesting ideas, I suppose. That's the best way I can put it with this new CICADA thing. And yeah, I guess let me hear your thoughts on that mumbo jumbo, because it is very interesting, and it's going to be interesting with the rest of this season to see how it actually goes with this CICADA and how everything just plays out in general. But yeah, guys, let me hear your thoughts on this episode down in the comments below. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you are new, and I will see you in the next one. Peace. Boop.